everybody. We are almost ready to get going. Wow, I see so many of you. Hello, Daisy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, Jane.
Yeah, beautiful. Hello, Ritus.
Hello.
Awesome.
Are we going on now or what?
I just wanted to make sure that everything was live and beautiful and perfect as always. So
Okay.
what I did was I didn't want to disturb this webinar. So I've made another one with multiple entry points right up until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So I'm going to load that one and make it clear to everybody that they need to shift over to that other one. I just didn't want to disturb what we have because it would have been chaos. I mean, we've got over 70 people already in. So that's what I did. So we've got okay, Rita, we've got another one to go into after about 3-4 hours here. We'll link up with the other one. And then people can keep writing and jotting down on the chat things that are changing, shifting, things that they're seeing. And then I'll save all of that. And then when we move over to the other one, which I'm going to put in the chat now.
Okay, humanities immunity to COVID is going to be our patient.
Say that again. What's it called?
Humanities immunity to COVID. Humanity.
Yes, I have it.
Humanities immunity to COVID.
All right. Daisy, we just need to wait 6 minutes.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, fine, perfect. I have it.
I'll repeat it again, but it's very simple. If we all have a laser focus, okay, we're not trying to cure all of the problems.
No.
We're not trying to cure all the viruses. We just want, right now, there's many different types of COVID, but let's just stay with humanities immunity to COVID.
Okay.
Our patient.
I'm writing it.
October 13th is 31 years ago today.
Amazing.
We got our FDA registration. Yeah. So today is a power day.
Power day. Absolutely power day. I saw that. I saw you post that.
Yeah. So now it's a great day. And then when you turn it on, let's just let it run. Now, at the same time, I've given you a couple of different YouTube videos for them to choose. Doesn't matter which one. All of the YouTube videos that are there have protection. They have the prayer wheel built into the video. There's also a prayer wheel built into the audio. And they just let this play. They don't have to play it loud. They can play it very, very soft. Or they could just let it play and then turn their computer off. But as long as it's playing in the computer, they can turn their screen off. Okay? You get me? So if they play this will help intensify the prayer wheel and run this stuff on the prayer wheel. And it's just that simple. Now, the other thing is we all need to have purposeful mutual intent, meaning we all have to be focused on humanities immunity to COVID. Not saying, oh, I just want white people to have an immunity. No, it has to be humanity. All.
Agreed.
Yeah. And we're talking about all immunity to COVID.
Non-judgmental.
And let's just make a laser strike. And this is what we did in 2012 that I believe helped to save the planet. So at this point in time, if over the course of the next week we can see a continued downturn of the death rate and we start to see people getting quicker cures and et cetera, we start to see that, then we know that we've made a change.
Yeah. So are you saying that the quantum therapist should keep the device on for the next couple of days or go in and come out and go in and come out?
The ideal situation is let it play for 24 hours. But if you have other work to do, you know, if you want to see patients, then come in and come out.
Okay, so we leave it on for 24 hours, and then you said maybe on Friday we should go in again and see.
Oh, I just find out let's just look at the news and see if we see any scoops on the news over the next week. We don't have to do it anymore in 24 hours. We don't have, you know, it's
24 hours. Okay,
what
perfect.
What we're doing is millions of prayers a second, each machine. And then you got all these machines. We're talking about trillions of prayers, trillions and trillions of prayers that we're going to be, you know, saying, and the energy is going to be focused. And let's see what we can help. Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
So tell
Looks
me.
like we're on target now. It's 8 o'clock. So
You want me to repeat?
I think we can welcome everybody, and I'm sure one or two others will I'm sure many will be joining us over the period of time. Okay, so just a little bit of announcements before we move on to Desi and we start absolutely focusing with a laser strike intention in terms of humanity's immunity to COVID. I have this video webinar now that you're all on now. It's going to run for about another 3 hours, 50 minutes. Then I've swapped over to another video webinar link, all right, which has multiple entries. So that means you must go in and come out and go. You can go in and come out and go in and come out. So this is not going to it won't run continuously for 24 hours. So it's going to run continuously now for 3 hours and 50 minutes about. Then the very first thing on the chat, you can see on the chat, everybody, the very first thing that I posted there. Well, if it's not there, I'm going to put it in there now. Oh, there. You see there that one there says Jane Mackenzie, HTTPS. Yeah, that one there. That is the new webinar link that you need to copy in for after three or 3.5 hours time, and then that's going to take us through to tomorrow night about 7 o'clock. So Desi will do more of the housekeeping issues and news, but we're going to run this for 24 hours. That's what I'm trying to say. And this webinar now is only for 3 hours, 50 minutes. So we got another one that we're going to move to that will then run the rest of the extent. So what we want you to do is post all your findings, your thoughts, your feelings, your visions, what comes to you, your shifts, your DNA shifts into the chat. That will all be recorded, and then when we move to the next video webinar, all of those will be recorded. And 7 o'clock, an hour earlier than now, tomorrow, we will all convene again if you want to, and we will read everything that's been written, and then what Desi said is by about Friday we will have a look in the news. Our evaluation and validation of what we do will be whether we have reduced the levels of COVID, the incidence of COVID. So that's the housekeeping. Everybody, I'm going to post the WhatsApp group chat on here as well. So on everybody, please to join, even if it's just for 24 hours, really doesn't matter to me, but so that you kept in tune with what's happening. Okay. All right, and I hope you've all got great connection. Everybody's in. So if on your side you can't hear or the connection's not good, just go out and come back in again. All right. Okay, welcome everybody to this magnificent, auspicious, and unbelievable day, where we are going to be having a look at quantum medicine, at our most awesome divine devices that we have at our disposal from Professor Desiree Dubounet, and looking to see how we can make a big shift going forward insofar as humanity is concerned. So Ritus and I have got small presentations and things to talk to you about, and we've got some beautiful electroceutical music, but that's enough from me. I'm going to hand over to Professor Desiree Dubounet, and she's going to guide everything. I hope the therapists are ready. I hope your computers are on and that you're on the SOC panel. Okay, thanks, Desi.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to, our devices have a prayer wheel in it and also a subspace generator. So what we're going to do is we're going to tune that in on a focused way to try to help humanity deal with the COVID. Okay? So our patient is going to be humanity's immunity to COVID. That's our patient. Okay? Resist the urge to type in something different. Let's try to get a focus here. Humanity's immunity to COVID. We're going to, whether you use your computer for 1 hour, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever you can give us, because we'll be using your prayer will be part of it. We're going to turn our system on for 24 hours and see if we can help you, help the world, okay? So we have our patient. Today's the date, October 13th, 31 years ago today, the FDA registered the EPFX device. 31 years ago, oh my God. The first place in the entire world that registered the VARHOPE and the electrophysiological reactivity cybernetic loop. So very interesting, great day. Right now we have a problem with COVID. It's got everybody afraid. People are wearing masks, and they're not wearing masks because of viruses. They're wearing masks because of COVID. We have a problem with the president of the United States got COVID. On and on. We have lots of problems here. Let's see if we can increase humanity's immunity, meaning that this would probably mean that less people are getting it, less people are dying, less people are needing the drugs and the different treatments that they're giving them. So you turn this on, run that with today's date. You don't have to worry about the SOC. You don't have to do any of that. This is in subspace. So you're doing that and let it run. And then I've given you a couple of videos that Jane can read to you and sample to protect the planet, to help the DNA. These videos, my electroceutical videos, have prayer wheels built in them, in the audio and the video. So they will help intensify this, and the sound will help in your house. And if you don't like the sound, you can turn off the sound. You don't like the video, you don't have to play the video. But if you'd like to turn it on, it would be appreciated. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it over to you folks to do it. And then don't look for immediate results. We might see a miracle happen overnight. Who knows? I think we will expect a miracle, but we don't have to have it within the first 24 hours. I think we'll see our miracle happen over the next month or so. And then we'll keep checking into the news and talking. And then this will give us all a chance to see, this is how we dealt with the crisis of 2012, and we can do that now. So Rita and I are going to turn on the system. I have to go take a hot bath. I got a muscle spasm. And I'll be talking to you folks later. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Jane, and everybody turn on.
Okay, I just would like to clarify. So we're not going to go and load patient and put in the date of birth and the earth, and we're not going to put all of that kind of information in, because what you're saying is, are we not going to go and load the new patient? If we do, what do you want in there?
Okay, unless you've treated humanity's immunity to COVID before,
no.
This is a new patient. Of course, it's all that. It's a new patient. Today's date, just put in today's date. That's fine. We're doing it today.
Or if you treat more people, then you can also add a whole group or a family, or...
No, you don't need to. Just do humanity.
Or the location, or geopathic.
You don't need to do any of that. No, don't complicate it. Humanity's...
Just plus the date.
COVID, today's date. Okay? Turn your system on. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to get into some therapy, whatever your computer chooses, but eventually what you want to do is you want to get into one of the NLP long-term therapies. the autofocus NLP therapies. If you don't have that in your system, then you're going to want to go to one of the therapies that has the long-term, to it. And that's inside the music therapy screen. And then you turn on a therapy and you try to let it run. You get the long-term one. Rita, you want to show them how to do that, the long-term? With the butterfly, the five.
Yes, when you have to check for, if you click the button for check undefined therapy, then the system goes automatically into a long-term session into what the body electric needs.
And whatever your computer has chosen is good enough. As long as you're doing some type of therapy, the computer will adapt to the patient's needs.
Your body will look for the therapy what you need at the moment.
The therapist's needs and the developer.
You can find these undefined long-term sessions in the sport program, in the time therapies, also in many parts of the NLP programs.
Sarko's time therapy. So you want to get to one of those undefined, what is it?
It is a long-term.
Long-term, yes. So it just plays for 24 hours until you turn it off. You have to leave your computer running during this time.
And if somebody would like to receive the latest version of the software, then you can always get in touch with QX World.
Well, it's a little late for this 24 hours right now, so do what you can. Run a therapy, and if you run it for 10 minutes, it's better than no minutes. If you run it for 20 minutes, it's better than 10. If you run it for 12 hours, it's better than 11.
Okay, no problem. So we're going to do what we normally do, and then we're going to even run the universal programs, and then we're going to go into the NLPs and run autofocus and the long-term therapies, correct? Daisy's offline. Okay, well, I think what we do then is exactly that. Has everybody got the...
Okay, Jane, would you like me to turn on the software and then show it on the screen and we run the group?
Yeah, run humanity. You run humanities immunity.
Okay.
Rita's going to show you. When she gets ready, she'll come back.
Yeah.
Right. So in the meantime, Rita, we're going to do our patient. We're going to do humanity, and our intention is humanity's immunity to COVID. We're going to do a laser strike intention into that, and it's all of humanity, all encompassed. And we're going to know also that we're going to play the music. The electroceuticals, I've loaded one. I'm gonna load. There are another two. They're all about 8 hours long. So I'm gonna load another 2 of the electroceutical video music, and know that inside those electroceuticals there are prayer wheels that are embedded into the video, and they're also embedded into the audio. So you can turn your screen off when you sleep, but keep them playing as well, please. And if we have about 1 million prayers per second per person, we're going to be ending up with trillions of prayers being given to humanity. And well, we're not going to run away. So I think right now, while Rita's wanting to set up the screen,
I'll let you know when it is ready to go.
We're going to go ahead, all right, Rita, and we're going to start with our patient. And we're going to get our music running, and then I want to get also my patient running here, so we've all got the same intention. And then I've got some slides on how do we know if we've activated our own DNA, what are the signs and symptoms and things like that. And Rita also has a few slides too. And so we're going to just let this happen organically. Perpetual harmonic renewal. Remember that on our devices, when you run the calibration, the autofocus is autofocus calibrating all the time, in real time, in virtual time. So things that are happening are going to happen again and again in real time according to the time that we're in. Okay, so that's really, really beautiful. And then everybody, this chat show is for the chat is for everyone. I want you all to write in it. If Rita or I miss one of the questions, I want you to bring us back. If you want to put your hand up and come in and talk, I urge you to do that. Click on your screen, the hand to speak, I will see, and I will let you come in, and you come into the room. You'll have to check your own sound and your own, your camera, because webinar is very strict. It has to be beautiful to come in, all right? So if it kicks you out, maybe it's the sound or the camera, but try again. And come in and share, and there's many people here that work in the quantum field without devices. There's many educators, there's many business people, many doctors, many health practitioners. So this is our event, and we've created the space now, this absolutely awesome, magnificent space. And as I'm saying this, I'm feeling a huge sense of calm and peace around. And what I'm going to suggest we do now is all the therapists, get going with your patient. So you've all put in humanity's immunity to COVID, and then you've gone and you've loaded your patient, because we've never done this before, and then you will see their date of birth, and you put in their 2020 10 13. It comes up automatically. You don't bother about place of birth, you don't bother about any of that. You literally then you start, you've loaded. So you can then close, and you will see there the biorhythm will come up. So this is not a handheld situation here at all. We've got experienced quantum therapists with us, okay? So that everybody knows what we're doing. We are now opening into a biorhythm for humanity, which is basically a natal chart, something very similar to what Carl Jung would do before he saw any of his patients. He would do about the biorhythm, the natal chart, and it gives us lots of risk factor gaps to work with, and we balance that. And then we're going to be going in, and we will look at signs, we will look at reports, we will set up a beautiful organ field, which will put everybody in the safest place. And then we will get some risk factors out. So that's what the practitioners are going to be busy with. And I would like the practitioners to type in and say, well, you know, my house risk factors inherited, it's 300 or it's 150 or whatever. So keep sharing your information so that it makes it very interesting for people who are listening in as well. And I'm going to run mine going in the same time, which is where I am now. And yeah, then we can just keep moving forward. Rita's going to come in, and she's going to, for those people who are struggling, Rita's going to come in and she will put a screen up to show you.
I just started to run the test.
When she's ready. Okay, let me just see before we actually start. Let me just go to the beginning and make sure that everybody's welcomed and greeted and humanity's immunity to COVID. Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying, the spelling. Oh, I see what you're saying. Humanity. Dawn. Humanity with a Y. I was wrong. Humanity with a Y, apostrophe S. Humanities, because it's one humanity. Humanity with a Y, apostrophe S. That's correct. Thanks, Dawn. And then Mira, all we're doing now is we put in humanity with a Y, S, humanities, immunity to COVID. And we've left the SOC out completely. We've gone to load the patient, and we've put in the date today, 2020 10 13. And then you go and you close, and you go straight into the biorhythm, if the biorhythm comes up. And then you need to be guided by your device, what comes up on your device. So it's not prescriptive here at all. And do open up all organs of elimination, run the universal programs. And then what Desi said, just to recap, is to go into the into NLP, the autofocus, and run the long-term programs. And Rita will explain to us a little bit more about that in the meantime. So as we're going through, we're going to be Removing old negativity, stored old genetics, old patterns, things that we need to surrender insofar as humanity is concerned. And then we're going to be moving into more the positive space where we can, possibilities of infinity, and co-create the new space. The main intention here, though, is to lower the incidence of COVID. That is going to be our main intention. That is what we're going to be evaluating. We'll see if the levels come down. Okay, so we are all working on letting these COVID levels come down, regardless of who, where, when, why, or what. That's not relevant. The focus, the laser strike, is to lower the incidence of COVID. Finished. I've loaded one of the music sessions. I'm going to load another 3, actually another 2. And the other one is a short one on Daisy singing Hallelujah. So that's only 4 minutes. That's not the long-term one. Okay. So let me just see what else is popping up here. All right. So what I want you to do is the therapists keep going, and then the chat's open for everybody. I'm gonna load some more music, and then I'm gonna start in the chat giving feedback to what I'm finding, and then people like Betso and Fazil and all of you who really love commenting, please challenge the information. What does it mean, so that we're all getting a feedback that you're understanding it. Okay, so I'm going to go now load two more long-term 8-hour episodes. Choose one. I will play mine on here, so you'll hear mine in the back. Now, the headings for these, there's one it's an 8-hour one on planet Earth. There's another one on DNA activation, and then there's another one on activating an old gene. Okay, so those are the 3. Planet Earth with the Earth, and then there's one with the DNA activation, and there's one that activates an old gene. That's amazing. Okay. So let's get our ducks in a row. The therapist can fire ahead. I'm going to load, and then I'm going to fire ahead as well. It's loading your programs on here. Okay, you see there is the second electroceutical, and here is the third electroceutical. And these we can play the whole week. On about Friday, we will look in the news and we will see, what the news is reporting. So is everybody very clear about our laser strike focus? Okay, we're looking at humanity's immunity to COVID, and we're driving down the incidence. That is what our intention is. We're working with gazillions of prayers. Okay. So let me just go to my just want to see if anybody's commenting on anything. Right. All right, so now what we do, one of the main things that we do when we work with our devices is to, sorry, I'm just looking at something here, is to run a, is to run the calibration, and the calibration enables us to calibrate the patient with the software. Remember, we're dealing with the world's biggest software platform, and this has got 11,000 frequencies loaded into it of things physically, emotionally, neurologically, and spiritually that can be out of balance. Remember, we're working with a scalar wave. So the scalar wave is a circular wave. If I'm standing up and I have an apple around me, I'm the core of the apple, and I have a golden mean spiraling downwards, coming in and spiraling downwards, and a golden mean going the other way, spiraling upwards. And then around me is the scalar wave. So when we say we are realigning, we are there's a biofeedback, there's bioresonance. What we're saying is we are aligning every single person, every cell, every part of DNA. We are aligning the DNA according to the golden mean, and that is quantum. Okay, because we come from the quantum space, we come from the morphogenic field, we come from perfect spirals, and then we join with our ancestral genetic disease pool, emotional pool, spiritual pool, etc. And then we also live in the environment where epigenetics exists as well. And so then we get, well, further distortions or actually rejuvenation. And we are focusing on rejuvenation, because when we leave the planet, we want to leave with a much higher frequency DNA and higher vibration, because we can. Just let me type something in here. All right, I just had to go out and come in again because for some reason my device wasn't picking up. So I've just gone out, I've come back in again, but it's fine. Right, we have the date there. That's lovely. Save the patient. Okay. Right. So everybody must have gone through the biorhythm already and must already be looking at Nelson's report, setting up the organ field, the organ protection field, and that protects the developer, Professor Dubounet. It protects the therapist. It protects the patient being humanity. So we're all in a beautiful organ field. So totally protected, and also nothing can interfere with our readings. That's very, very important. And those of you who listened to the feedback from the Turning Point on Saturday, you will have heard my recount of a group of therapists that got together, that we already did one last week. So I already read a whole lot of gave you a whole lot of feedback about feeling good, increasing immunity, about stress, about the use of allopathic medicines, the use of the higher levels of stress, parasites, etc., that humanity is already experiencing. So you would have got that already from me, and those who didn't listen in live would have listened hopefully in the replay. I know it was long, but at the end it was this. There were three sections. There was Desi's section on acidity and alkalinity. Then there was Diptogen's section on spiritualization of matter, and then there was my section on humanity. So we're already primed for that. We already got all of that story. So on my device, and I'm going to start typing in a minute, it's telling me to look at digestion. Well, digestion of facts. So when we interpret the information coming on the software, which by the way comes from the subconscious of the patient, of humanity. So we have given humanity's subconscious an opportunity to speak. Right, and that's what I did last Saturday, and this is what we're doing right now. So the whole collective humanity is speaking to us, and we have this huge potentiation effect of thousands and millions and gazillions of prayers. All right, so I'm having a look at all of this, and it's going to give humanity some information. And so on my device, it's saying, for example, that we must focus on affirmation-wise. My kidneys work perfectly, and from an advice point of view, and other people are going to get other things because of their perspective and where they are, right? and it's telling me there's no right or wrong, but thinking makes it so. The world can only be seen through your own mind. As you judge, so shall you be judged. All right, and that is a feedback from the subconscious to the therapists and all of us to give you some feedback. And it's telling us that life is a process of spontaneous growth and challenge. And I just love that, because that is exactly quantum, because we will go from intense chaos, which is what we have now. Patterns start emerging and they get fed up, and we move on the paradigm shift. And then there's intense chaos again. Patterns emerge, they get fed back up, paradigm shift again. Chaos emerges, patterns develop, get fed up to the top, come down again and create chaos. And that is this ever cycle of perpetual harmonic renewal. And that gets us, keeps moving us and shifting us up the paradigm shift. So we started this end of March. We have been working as a group collectively. So that's April, May, June, July, August, September, halfway through October, 6.5 months. We have collectively been working with humanity, working on ourselves, our own DNA, and listening to all the electroceuticals that Daisy's been sending us, listening to all the lectures on Saturdays. I've been doing a whole lot of lectures too. So as I say, this momentum, as we've been moving up the paradigm shift, is already where, if we compare where we are now to where we were end of March with lots of rough edges, etc., we've collectively moved in a very beautiful space up the paradigm shift. So from time to time, there'll be turning points, and that's when we find this massive chaos. So some people say, bring on the chaos, because they know coming out of that, patterns will emerge and the paradigm will shift, you see. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So I've got a message for me, and it's saying to me, do you realize that money is but a delusion of the mind? All right. So I love that spontaneous growth, because that's exactly what we're doing. You can even equate it to in periods of initiation. Like the Egyptians, they had to go down the stairs, swim across the cold water where the crocodiles were, and come up the stairs on the other side. We have real-time initiation. All right. So there's only one big problem with this, and that is that I can't see the chat while I'm working here. So let me just, oh, it's fine, no problem. I can go there to the chats, right? Okay, so let's see how everyone is doing. Oh, you want to see my screen? Yeah, no, there is. You can. I was just waiting for Rita. I thought she was going to. So now I will. Let me just read all the messages here. I've been able to hear 5 minutes of 36 minutes. Dawn. It is being recorded. It is being recorded. So for those of you who think you're missing a piece or so, don't worry. So Angela, I can do the screen. And then, right, then I'm going to open up this on my phone, the chat, because you need to go to the quantum chat, on the WhatsApp. Let me put that on the group as well, because it's just a function of the SCIO software, all right? I can't load it into the webinar. And then when I go to the SCIO screen, I can't, yeah, and see what you're saying. Okay, so just a moment. I just want to make sure that you all keep up with, okay, let me just copy that. All right, that now that I've just posted is the WhatsApp group. So if you haven't joined that group, it's free and don't worry about it. You can exit as soon as you want to. If you want to keep up with me, or if you want to tell me something, you can't hear, you can't see, we've lost you, then you need to speak to me on the group. Okay, so I'm going to keep that open. I'll show you. Let me go and do that now. Okay, it's going to be a screen share. Ew. All right. So if you can't see my screen now, you need to tell me on the WhatsApp group, please, because I don't know. And the only way I'm going to know, because I can't see the chat now, the only way I'm going to know is if you tell me on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So I'm going to keep going until Ritus comes. Just remember that I am one of gazillions of our therapists out there. We're all working harmoniously together with the same laser strike intention. So there might be slight differences on theirs. But let's do this, and let's look at this as a nice learning thing. So while we're running now we're running the 11,000 frequencies on humanity. And
Jane,
here are some interesting, wow. I don't know what the other therapists are finding, but to put it in the chat. V is the body electric, okay, the charge, the voltage of the body. 96, it's out of 100. We have not seen this literally in 6 months. We have not seen a body electric. That is phenomenal. I'm absolutely speechless. Then we see the brain amplitude, 91, the brain amplitude, the neurotransmitters, the neuropeptides, the brain. And then we see resistance to flow of electrons. In other words, toxicity in the body. The electrons are slowed down. They can't flow beautifully. The chi, the life force, is slowed down. So we haven't seen a resistance of 73 in 6 months. In fact, last Saturday it was -1. Now we are actually experiencing the magnitude of potentiation of, I'm not sure how many, but definitely over 100 therapists together working on their devices right here and now. This is absolutely awesome. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know what the other therapists are seeing. All right, and then we're moving to hydration and oxidation. These levels have been lower, but these are already raised as well, just by working together. Here we have pH 6.7. So humanity is in an acid state. We're going to see what we can do with our autofocus on the quantum and see how we can improve that. And then there's the electron pressure, so proton and electron pressure. So we want to get that a little bit more balanced. This value here is the resonance frequency, normally between, and it says there, 1,000 and 15,000. Okay, and we're sitting at 28,000. So that's indicating to us some toxicity, COVID presence, and everything surrounding COVID. Let's put it that way. So there's interference in the body. It's not as balanced as it should be. It's not under 15,000. I'll bring it back in a moment because it's finished the assessment. So just bear with me a second. All right, and I'll open up the chat again just now to take a break to see where everyone is. Okay, I'm already speechless about what happens when everybody works together like this. This is amazing. So we're activating the quantum field now.
Jane, I'm right here actually also.
Let me get that organized, the disease dictionary. I'm going to go as far as risk factors, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to come back to the chat, and then this is a Bill Nelson, Professor Desi Dubonet's report here. Possible causes of disease, lack of exercise for humanity. And then where it's mostly striking is the stomach and the parietal lobe of the brain. We had that same parietal lobe of the brain last week. And possible blockages, heart, small intestine, stress, pathogens. So these are all things therapists and all of you need to please focus in on. Those of you who are working without devices, absolutely beautiful. Welcome. It's so great to have all of you. We're just going to give you some validated facts here. And then as an affirmation, my brain and nerves work perfectly. This is incredibly important. There's a huge amount. I was talking to some doctors today. There is a huge amount of anxiety, depression, feeling of fear, not safe with people, especially those who've had COVID, especially those who've had it very badly. If you don't nip it in the bud in those first 3 days and bring down the symptoms and annihilate it, it will go on to kind of like the 7th to 10th day, and that's when you've got very, very much bigger problems. And it's akin to having a heart attack because you actually think you're going to die, especially with the fear that's associated with it. So those people feel very unsafe. So we have to understand that what's going on in the brain, the nervous system, and ultimately the hormone release it's very huge amongst people who've had it, think they've had it, ended up in hospital. And the message here is actually get people help as quickly as possible, get them onto the quantum devices, get them onto adaptogenic herb formulas that will annihilate not only parasites, genetically modified parasites, bacteria, fungi, and yeast, the whole lot, not only just one, because they will all live in a colony together in a biofilm. So we have to actually treat all of it. And well, what I find, the things that I find that work brilliantly are things like iodine, things like para-immune defense, which has got about 7 or 8 adaptogenic herbs, but the strongest antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, and also against any genetically modified parasites and toxins for that matter. So that's important, almost gold always, because that resonance frequency, which I'm going to show you now, let me just copy this. I want to go back to that red graph to show you something there. So what we do is we just load some of the stuff here just for just now when we're going to run a big program. All right. Now let me go back to that red program, the red panel here. So yeah, everything we're doing is we're wanting to get the charge up. We're wanting to get the resonance frequency under 15,000, above 1,000. We're wanting to get the cell vitality up to at least 7, 8, or 9 out of 10. Okay, so there's 2 things here. The one is the VARHOPE, VARHOPE, and these factors need to all be in alignment for homeostasis and harmony in the body. So when we work with our devices and our prayers and its base of intention, that's what we're holding, and that will give the body charge, it will give the body electrons. Then this cell vitality is the cell membrane. So what we're looking at here are 2 things. The charge around the cell membrane, critical, all right, needs to be about 95 millivolts. Then there's a potential across the cell membrane, okay, 60 millivolts inside, 60 millivolts outside, minus outside plus inside, together with the phospholipid, double phospholipid fatty layer in the cell membrane where we need flaxseed oil, we need oil for conductivity. Then the food and the oxygen go into the cell, the wastes and the water leave the cell. This is the ideal dynamic equilibrium that we're looking for, because then same as a plant. When the glucose comes in, the food comes in, the oxygen is there, the electrons are there. In the case of a plant, the photons from the sunlight, the plant can photosynthesize. We can make energy in the mitochondria, and we can produce ATP and have energy. This is all about energy at the end of the day. So when we've got energy, we can discard certain emotions. Usually, we generally will be more in tune with our spiritual side, more in tune with our neurological side, and more in tune with our subconscious and our superconscious. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but this is what we're doing here. We're charging the body, we're plugging that cell phone in other words, and we're watching the battery go up. We're getting the right charge around the cell membrane and the right charge across the cell membrane, so that we can do what we need to do to create energy. And this device right now is auto-focusing. We did a calibration to start with where it worked out how to work with humanity. So each therapist's device did that. And each therapist's device right now is doing an autofocus. Okay? It's realigning in virtual real time. We are talking real time here. And so I just wanted to show you that because you were looking at it. And there's some more information here. But, look, I'm already speechless as to what's happened. Now, these red values are very, very important for giving us the acute problems. So normally, you see, we need to bring in some pain. There's some nerve inflammation. There's allergies. There's another one sitting here. Let me just see what that is. East Coast Lyme formula. That's a formula. All right. So these are things that we're looking at that are acute. And then we look up at the top here and we come get to some chronic things, which are things that have been hanging around for a long time.
Give me the.
I'm getting asked all sorts of questions. Daisy's coming back. All right, we're doing what we need to do.
Okay. Just
to answer Martha, and the people that have fallen out, they need to just go back in again.
Hello. Here's your purple top.
Hello.
Okay, perfect. Right. And just remember, we are occupying the space of the immune students, the students that are studying to get their diploma and their license to operate these devices. So normally on a Tuesday, we have a live chat and we go over the lectures from Saturday. We add more information. So there's a couple of immune students that are in the group too. All right, so we have this awesome matrix for the doctors, the business people, the educationists, the health practitioners in the group as well. So we have this absolutely amazing. There's Poran. Hold on. Hello, Poran.
Hello.
Hi, Jane. You don't hear Daisy wants to come in and you don't let him.
All right, I'm coming. I will. Thanks.
Hello. Hello there.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear you, Desi.
Okay, I know. I wasn't screaming loud enough. Okay, now on the applications, let's see now. Oh, I don't have. Is this this is the share? No, that's not it. No, okay, I won't share on the system. Okay, I'll just be 1 minute. Okay, I'll mute myself for 1 minute. I'll be back on just in 1 minute.
Did everybody find an electroceutical link, one of the 3 links to play? Because that'll be really nice if you could play this while we are doing what we're doing. I can load it into, I don't think I've got a music section here. Not specifically, but I've got mine playing in the background. All right, so far that's where we've got. Can some of the therapists give us, please, were you getting also very beautiful readings? Okay, so Wendy, what were your VARHOPE readings? Were they higher than usual? Wendy, Poran, Paolo. Sorry about earlier. I had my sound down because I didn't want all the noise of the program to be drowning out what I was saying.
We understand. Now it's more important that people don't get too focused on the exacting particulars. Okay. And they just do the system. Now I should be able to do screen share. Oh, darn. Here we go. There we go. Okay, now you see when you're going to make your way to the cybernetic biofeedback page, do whatever you want to do, that's fine, but eventually you're going to get to this. You see how the sport program is highlighted? That's what my patient has just picked. Oxygenation stimulation is what my humanity has just picked. So I click on that, but before I click on that, I click on this button here. You see the check for therapy to continue indefinitely? I click on that button, then I click on sport or whatever else I want to, and then it will run indefinitely for 24 hours if you want. Okay? So just do what you need to do to get to this page, the cybernetic biofeedback page. And this is in your SCIO as well. It's in SCIO, it's in Eductor, it's in all the different machines. And then you click on this button, and then after about 2 or 3 minutes, up will come this butterfly. Don't worry about it. The butterfly will dance around the screen, and that would dance around the screen as long as you want. It will keep working. It will run indefinitely as long as your computer's on. If you turn your computer off, it will turn off. Okay? So that's basically it. Make sure you got humanity in the loop. Make sure you got the patient. Work yourself to that button there. Click on it. Then do a therapy. Then you go back and watch some television. Relax. Okay, I'll turn it over to you now, Jane. Bye.
Okay, perfect. Did all the therapists see that? Okay, so what Desi was showing us is how to run the programs continuously. All right, if anyone gets stuck, we can always go through that again. Okay, so you see people are posting in their VARHOPE readings. This is incredible. I mean, look at Wendy. I mean, Wendy, how are those readings? So people who are following, it's 94, 94, 99, 70, 55, 67, 65. Dizzy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just sent you that picture on Skype.
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to remark something straight away. Our VARHOPE readings are incredible compared to the last 6 months. Yeah, just by the potentiation of what we've created already.
Okay.
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, absolutely. So
expect a miracle.
Yeah, that's it. Let's expect that miracle. Thank you, Desi.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So I think this is just unbelievably exciting. And as Desi said, let me not get too bogged down in explaining all of this. We can always do that another time. Let's work at the field of removing, wiping out the negativity, wiping out the things that we need to surrender to, the things that don't serve us anymore from a humanitarian point of view, right? And then move into the new space. But I can see we're going to be shooting through quite quickly because the VARHOPE panel readings are already telling us that. The quantum therapists, please start writing on the group so I can see what you're finding, and we can discuss and we can move forward. And you know, the areas of concern and the risk factors, because I'm nearly on the risk factors with mine. And then we can see what similar risk factors are. I'm just typing something in. I'm writing in the prayer wheel on here, restoring the DNA, restoring the plan on Earth. Looking at the power of imagination, inspiration, building immunity to COVID. And then we also put that prayer out. So it's a further prayer. You can hear now I've got the sound on. Sorry about earlier. I'm not sharing the screen because otherwise I'm going to get myself into a state, not a state, it's a space where I'm not speaking to you. So let me just get this done. This is the music from the device. So I just want to get to the risk factors. Hold on a sec. And then the therapist can share their risk factors. So, wow, this is extraordinary. Okay, first of all, we get a reaction to stress. Now, with last week, it was on extreme exhaustion. In other words, adrenal shutdown, immunity shutdown, no hormones being released, nervous system crashing. And now I am moving right up to the humanity is able to cope with stress. That is absolutely amazing. And I actually think I'm going to put that onto a Word document so that I have a record of that, because this has not been done before. That's absolutely for certain. Okay, let me just get back there. Put it onto the Word document, and then I can also send out on the emails that you registered with. I can send out to you information on there. I've got cholesterol, I've got bone issues, nervous issues, degenerating issues, fungal issues, bacterial issues, infection issues, hydration issues, trauma, respiratory, parasites, toxins, the kidneys. So that's what I'm seeing mostly. I don't know what the other therapists are seeing. Most of my risks are in fact, all of my risks are in the chronic phase. So just to tell you, that's where mine are sitting. And we can have a discussion in a minute. Okay, so Mira, Wi-Fi disturbances. Share what Desiree said about long-term. Okay, Mira, if you've got the ominous software, then under time therapies, it's in the time therapies panel, and then you're going to choose long-term therapy. Okay. Okay, Mira and Judith, don't worry right now. Just run your programs. When we do the continuous program, we can come back and we can go in there again. It's in time therapies. All right, we'll do that again just a little bit later. All right, well, I'm feeling amazing right now in terms of what I'm seeing in terms of the risks that we need to close. So the main risks, as I said on my specific panel, are cholesterol, bone, sensory, degeneration, funguses, bacteria, infections, all along those lines. So these are the issues of humanity right now. Right now, we have a list of these risks. So I'll just share the screen and I'll show you what I'm seeing, so that you can get an idea of what I'm seeing. Okay, so you can see here, these are the main risks because the values are very low. So all of these are the main risks of humanity. So those people that are working without devices, here's some focus for you. Remember, it's come straight from the subconscious of the patient, humanity itself. This is collectively. Okay, and then we put them in the top there, and then we're going to have a look at balancing minerals, amino acids, and radiation and nutrition and all sorts of things going forward. So this is where we are now. I just want to see if everybody is all with the program. Right, there's Mira. You see, these readings are really, really, really amazing. Thank you. Wendy, anything else to report? Or the ladies, once you've done your readings, share your risk factors as well, so that we can just give everybody a feeling of. So there's immune system, inflammation, circulation from Mira's device. Paolo, thank you. That's amazing. Aren't you amazed, Paolo and Poran and Wendy? Because we've been doing this as a group, as I said, from time to time over a 6-month period. And this is amazing. So anything else anyone else wants to speak about right now? I'm just seeing who's sitting in here. Martha, please share. Judy, Elizabeth, Nayeli, everybody, please share. Don't be shy. Okay, and if you want to speak, put your hand up. It's no problem at all. Not at all. Let me just see what Daisy dropped off here. Okay, fine. So she's good at this. She drops the pictures, and then I'm going to have to try and find the picture. All right, but that's for Mira for later. I will show Mira exactly what to do there. That's perfect. Right, so then as therapists, we go through, we balance minerals, vitamins. I'm happy to share here because then at least you're all with me. Okay, so here we get the minerals, and we're really looking at those minerals that are really out of alignment: the breathing, the sodium, the chlorine, the potassium, iron. I mean, all of these readings are, well, we do need some of these little trace minerals and things, but honestly, we have been getting really, really, really poor readings for humanity, and this is it's just blown my mind, I have to tell you. This is incredible. So we're going to do this, all right, and then we're going to all go off the screens. We're going to come in. You can come in from time to time in the next couple of hours. Write, please, if you see anything. I know Daisy told me that at some stage the people saw some green illuminated color. And remember what they were doing in 2012. They were warding off a physical catastrophe. I think it was an asteroid or something was about to hit the Earth, and they warded that off. And at some stage during the 24-hour period, the therapists and the people working together, they saw a green illumination. I'm just telling you what she told me. So let's use the chat to record. And see what happens. Right now we can talk a little bit like this, but then I also want to be a little bit quiet too and really just focus. So we've got to balance, we like to balance all these minerals, because if we balance the minerals, remember we talked about the cell membrane and getting the right minerals into the cells. So we got to get that happening, and then we get a good result. And sometimes it doesn't always go to 100, but that's okay. So I just want to quickly run through this. Balance the proteins. All right. Let's see mainly what we are. There's the serotonin, there's the inflammation one. That's the CH3 methionine. Those are a little bit energy production, glutamine, that'll be around the liver. Here are the RNA, DNA, nucleotides. They're looking good. Wow. It's amazing how positive intention can shift the physical. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. And what we did on Saturday was we did the spiritualization of matter. So we talked about the physical acid, alkaline, etc., etc. Then we talked about the spiritual aspect of bringing joy in, for example, which is equivalent to the power on the physical side. So we're seeing this in front of us. I just hope Dr. Ben is listening in, because this will be absolutely music to her ears as well. So we can shift the physical from the spiritual and emotional side, and we can shift the spiritual from the physical side. Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay. And I've got some slides to show you in a moment. And where we can all do the exercise on our own DNA activation and work out whether you're experiencing DNA activation. I know I have over this last this last while. That I think has been a big advantage of lockdown. Whether COVID was manufactured to come in at exactly the time when planet alignments were as they are, which is, opened up this wonderful opportunity for shift transformation of humanity. Whether COVID was manufactured to come in or not, it doesn't really matter. The shift's here. So, see, we just to balance the amino acids, because we need protein to repair on every level. But what I'm very pleased about is the nucleoproteins for the DNA repair and growth are, well, maybe the adenine and they're fine. They're absolutely fine. All right, I'm just going to do the report here. Now, what we're doing the report, of course, it's going to save everything. It's going to keep building, auto-focusing, keep building. Here's the irradiation. This is about 1/10 of what the humanities radiation was before we collectively got together. Wow. So we just want to balance the electromagnetic frequencies in humanity right now, knowing that a lot of them are coming from computers. Sure. Extraordinary. There's no other device that I know of on the planet right now that can do the whole of humanity exactly what we're doing now. Not possible. Not possible. I remember going to a health innovation conference, and everybody was getting very excited about something that is exciting. They had a drone that took a little blood test kit right into the middle of Tanzania. And then the nurse there or doctor took a little bit of blood samples, put them back in the drone, and it flew all the way back to one of the city's hospitals. And this was very exciting because it hadn't been done before. But with quantum, we can actually put the whole village exactly where we typed in humanities immunity to COVID. We can type in the village, ABC village, and we can rebalance, restore, reset, rejuvenate, realign that village. We can remove the ancestral stuff, depending whatever the subconscious of that village wants us to do. So it is a situation of infinity possibilities. All right, so then we've closed we balanced a little bit of the radiation, and then I like to also have a look at the nutrients here, because We make a nutritional report. So we can see straight away here, humanity's vitamins. Remember, vitamins are enzymes, very, very important, especially for shift. So we see that humanity needs some vitamin B and G, which is vitamin B as well, needs some vitamin C. These values are not 100. Vitamin D, we've been sitting inside, locked inside in front of our computers. So mainly those, and then look at fat digestion, protein digestion, fat digestion mostly because the cholesterol was on this device was the #1 risk factor. So we can balance all of these. We can have a look at also adrenaline levels. We can look at most important foods and allergies like corn, penicillin. Ginger's very good, not potatoes, so not penicillin, not potatoes, not corn, some good things. Korean ginseng is amazing for the brain because brain was one of the issues on this device. So brain, Korean ginseng, very, very, very important. And things for peppermint for the lungs. So this would be a good example of really good foods. Avoid cheese and animal fat. So that's quite a standard report for humanity right now, is to avoid cheese and animal fat because we're not digesting it properly, and mostly the reason is because it's heated, right? So I'm just going to whip through this just to show you some other things. See what we're having a look here. Obesity for sure, gout, acidity for sure, inflammation, bloating after meals because we sit and we sit and we sit in front of TV and we eat and we don't get up and we don't get up. Stress, this is apathy, too many shoulds. I should have. Fear of losing, we're holding on to something or someone, we're holding on to that past. So those of you who, again, not using devices specifically, here's a whole feast. Humanity, we're holding on to the past. We fear of losing everything. Should have done this. We didn't. It's very, very, very stressed, full of toxins, obesity. And it's telling us that our patient, humanity, is very, very toxic. So those are important things to note. Just now when we all go into a little bit of silence and deep silence so that we can manifest. All right, so I'm just going to do a treatment here on humanity and just have a look at balancing hormones, nutrition and enzymes. So I'm going to stop sharing while I do that and come back into air here to see what's happening. All right, so we see now, you see we're getting slightly different risk factors, which is absolutely fine, absolutely perfect, because each one of us are working interdependently, interconnectedly, and working where we need to be working. All right, so this is absolutely perfect, and it's in the moment. Cardiovascular problems, thanks, Martha. Cancer tumors reducing. All right, so that's good news too. That's amazing. All right, so we're already seeing nice big improvements here, very, very big improvements. That's fantastic. Judy, kidneys, adrenals, vitamin deficiencies, cognition, sensory, liver. So these are all signs and symptoms of toxification and stress. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. So the first thing we're going to be doing is focusing on detox. And then we're going to come in and rebuild. Once we've reset and recharged and enabled the humanity to use water properly, to use air properly, oxygen properly, detox the carbon dioxide out, and all these could be heavy metals, could be allopathic medicine toxicity, it could be halogens, it could be pesticides, chemicals. All right, so Poran sent me a picture. Let's see what Poran sent me. Oh, there we go. I just want to see. All right, fine. So there's the messages there. So this is what the therapists are doing. What I want to do is I want to just share some slides with you now, if they're still there. They're there, but they're not showing properly. Wonder why that is. Let's just see. Oh, they are there. Okay. So this is our event. And I want to share with you a bit about the DNA, and talk about activation. So balancing people of the planet, and this is one of the links that Daisy's given us for about 4 minutes. She sings Hallelujah. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can click on that link. And then there's the Protect the Earth for 8 hours. There's the DNA activation with electroceuticals. And then there's the Overnight Angel Protection Dark Screen, activating the ancient gene for intellect. So there's a beautiful package of electroceuticals. Now, if we have a look at activation of our DNA, because that activation, the spin, the golden mean spiraling, the vortex, the scalar wave is what's happening right in the center of every little cell. So some people will start experiencing a constant awareness and experience of being in the state of being. Pulling yourself a little bit away from the shopping, the leather handbags, the whatever, fancy clothes, the buying things because you want to have them. I saw on my matrix the desire for things, the greed is a chronic humanitarian problem. Greed, the desire for things. Instead of working from a space of contentment and peace, we constantly craving, desiring, wanting with envy and jealousy and all the rest of it. And it's hugely damaging to the psyche, the emotions, the spiritual, and in fact, the physical side. So what we need to do is over the next 24 hours, get ourselves, Daisy always says, put our own oxygen mask on first. Get ourselves into that space of gratitude and contentment for everything that we do have. And if you need to write it down with the thank yous, you thank everything, everyone, and every object, whatever it might be, for being there, for what you have. So that kind of thankfulness and contentment with gratitude is the most important starting point here. And then we will become more aware of our state of being. And when we do that, we can then, you will notice it, because you will stop doing the things you used to do, the negativity, the old things, the past will start getting released, and you won't be wanting and needing those anymore, because you're going to be filling yourself up with quantum potential energy that we can then manifest. I'll show you in a moment. So once we've done that, we then move to a situation of manifestation, where we in this new state of being, all right? And now we've got to do something. We need to manifest. We need to now, because we've given up the past, the old, the negativity, we need to bring in the new paradigm. So you will start experiencing an expansive perception of your immediate reality that you never knew was there before it was, but you never knew about it. And you're going to become very, very aware. And remember that it's going to be an in and out situation. So some of the old will come in and say, that one's not serving me, that's got to go as well. And you move further into the new. Something else comes in, I used to, that fear of loss, let things go, the surrender part, and move again into the new paradigm. So let's get rid of what's not serving us, and then we move into the newer space where we can manifest beautifully. So we'll then start. When you find yourself in the situation where you're asking yourself, how can I be useful to the world? Then you know you're starting to arrive. And the realization that it's time to change what you're doing. So over the next 24 hours and the rest of the week, start witnessing yourself being and challenging yourself about how you can be useful to the world. This is DNA shifting. This is DNA activating you, and we have everything working with us. We have positive RNA, DNA fragments that are showering down from the cosmos. We've had lectures and talks on this before. So these cosmic nutrition, cosmic fragments that our body come through our body, positive fragments through the skin, through the breathing, every time we walk outside, are constantly coming in and renewing and shifting the DNA, now than ever before, 2020. So if we are clean, if we detoxified all our organs, okay, gut, lungs, liver, kidney, skin, we're squeaky clean, we're eating the foods that we should be eating, we're conscious, we're listening to Professor Desiree Dubonet's lectures, we coming in and listening to more and more some of the webinars that I'm doing, what Ritus is saying, you will find it's not possible to move with this potential to not start questioning how you can be useful to the world. And this is the new space. It's the new, the birthing of the new civilization, if you like, the new humanity. Start jotting those things down. And you, as I said, that is where you will know it's time to change. Then, once we have this potential energy, we're knowing and we're putting it together, we might have sub-programs that need to be put into place to enable you to achieve, for example, a main program. So if your intention is to teach the world, you might have to put in a few little sub-programs first in order to get to where you need to. That's perfect. And you can always revise and renew your main programs and where you're going. So that is your intention to serve humanity. We have to look at things. We have to grow our own food. We have to become independent and responsible, self-responsible, look after ourselves, self-care. These are things that are most important, that are going to be serve us in the new paradigm already and it's out of necessity, but it's also out of for health reasons. So we leave the past, we forget about it, we don't worried about how many handbags, how many pairs of shoes, etc., etc. I'm laughing because I saw a little clip about one of the Hollywood stars who had something like 1,000 pairs of shoes, and someone asked her to give one pair up for charity to someone had no shoes, and she almost couldn't do it. So we got to give up that old stuff, okay, that's not serving us anymore, and then start asking ourselves those questions. Let me just go back there again. This is vital. This is critical to everything, okay? Constantly we start being aware of our state of being on this planet, why we're here, what is our purpose. We start realizing that there's a much more bigger space. There's a humanity, there's a world, there's a universe. Is the old serving me? And then you start moving into the new, right? Asking those questions. When you reach yourself, this point, you know that you're shifting your DNA. You know that you're activating it, right? Because there's many strands and genes and things that aren't activated. There's many dormant ones. Some of them are dormant and some of them are strangled, actually, because they get tied up inside us and switched off. So it's all got to happen with breathing and sunshine. I'll show you in a moment. How can I be useful to the world? Then you realize it's time to change what you're doing. Okay, we put this into immediate action, potential energy into kinetic energy. We manifest properly. This will complete your activation, because ideas, you saw with humanity, there are too many shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be growing my own food. I should be doing exercise every day. I should be hydrating myself. I should be giving up processed foods. I could have, would have, didn't. That's not action. So we need to activate those actions that however we're going to be serving humanity. That will complete the activation, and that will do the DNA shift. All right, and there's the main programs and the secondary programs that I spoke to you about, where you can construct that how you need to, because some small things might need to happen in order for the main program, whatever your main program, what you've decided. So everyone's purpose is different. Okay, and then, sorry, that's just a repeat. And then let's have a look at this part here, because we've really been focusing on this over the last nearly 6 months. So understand that certain impulses of the brain will deactivate this process for you. They will just stop the DNA activating. So we need to stay focused, which is what we're doing now, right now. Humanity's immunity, raising humanity's immunity to COVID. And we, this is our intention. So same thing with you. Your intention must be there. And understand that processed food is going to send, what you eat affects your mind, your thoughts, and it affects what you do. And it also switches off the activation process. So food is critical, it's paramount. It needs to be high energy food, high electron dense food, really food that's nourishing, some raw food with lots of enzymes in it. The body craves and needs enzymes. Enzymes operate at the interface between potential energy and kinetic energy, spiritual and matter. So we need enzymes for the spiritualization of matter to happen. That is almost like we have a potential across the cell membrane. We have there's a potential between potential energy and kinetic energy, and the enzymes need to be in that layer. All right, so very, very, very critical. So think about now constructing your new space and the kind of foods that you want to be eating. Remember, we don't only get stuck on food, because even water is nourishment, even oxygen is nourishment, even sunlight, even sleep is nourishing. The grounding electrons we get is nourishing. The company we keep, etc., etc. So we want to be bringing in full doses of nutrients from all different levels. Now, the highest frequency in nutrition is sunlight. Gazing at the sun in the morning and the evening, it's amazing. Breathing, also amazing. Also not eating all the time. Giving ourselves sufficient time to fast, if you like, and then only eating in the day. That's not the purposes of now. We can talk about it if you want to, but just put it in the chat so I can see what you want me to say. So food essential, all right? And the actual food that we eat is the grossest form of electrons. It takes the most energy from out of the body, especially if the food is not in the raw food state form, in the golden mean spin, because the body has to then rearrange the food so it can use it. Similarly with water. So tap water is unstructured. We can structure it. We can pour it from one tumbler to another over a period of about 5 minutes. You'll get the vortex. You can structure your water. Not impossible. But we need to do that, because then we're using less energy of the body, whereas we could be using that energy to manifest in a kinetic energy way, to move, to do things, to think clearly, use imagination, live productively. So we do want to have structured water where we can, and food state foods. The oxygen is the breath and the breathing. Too many times, none of us are doing diaphragm breathing. We're not taking proper air in enough, and then we're not expelling the old waste, the carbon dioxide, etc. I'm not even going to talk about masks right now, but obviously that's impeded. Just by wearing a mask, you breathe less, you breathe more shallow. So we're already breathing shallowly. So we're seeing lots of hypoxic states. So oxygen is critical. It's critical for energy. It's critical for uptake of amino acids. So very, very important that we step outside at least once a day, barefoot on the ground, in the sunshine, in nature, resting our eyes from the screens and breathing properly. There's the sunlight, there's the photons. So as we walk out, the body's compass will start absorbing the rays we need to heal, from the infrared spectrum to the invisible and the visible spectrum. It happens automatically for us. So we want to get our dose of sunlight. So the more that you're getting proper water, proper oxygen, proper sunlight, food state foods, high vibrational foods, the pollens, the medicinal mushrooms, the algae, organic seeds and nuts, the less you're going to need of the other more dense forms of food, put it that way. One of the things I never talked about here is oil. So we need cold pressed oil, no heat, no light, and no air. Why? Because we need that oil for the conductivity across the cell membrane. Okay, don't let anybody tell you anything different. Not saturated, heated, cooked oil. That is going to block everything. All right, it's not going to give you the right conductivity nor the right omega oils. Flaxseed oil we like because of the tight electron spin and the life force that it gives, the antioxidant effects, and it cleans up, munches up the old stagnant oil, the cholesterol that's lying around, nourishes the brain. So cold pressed flaxseed oil is critical. If you've only got olive oil, make sure it's cold pressed. That's the critical thing. Jane, can I use pine nut oil? Can I use ava oil? As long as it's cold pressed, that's the most important thing. To get the most electron dense and energy, you'll use flaxseed oil. Okay. Plant oils. All right, and sleep's absolutely critical. We've done many lectures and talks on sleep. That is when the cell membrane repairs actually, and the body can self-recharge, the immune system recharges, the nervous system recharges. We have to have sleep. It's essential for all the functionings of the bodies. Preferably with the circadian rhythm, because at 10 o'clock, the melatonin, serotonin shift happens, and then we have proper deep sleep and all the rest of it. And then we're able to get up earlier when the earth wakes up and take our first breaths as the earth is waking up. And that's very high potential energy space, which we can then manifest into kinetic energy. So you're all with me on that one. Spiritualization of matter. Ideas can then manifest into action. Okay, and we talked last Saturday about, are you being busy or are you being impactful? So proper manifestation, proper action is to be impactful in that purpose that you decided regarding humanity. Earth grounding, very important. The earth is electron dense, and where we operate, it's very positive proton based, right? So allergies, road rage, processed foods, lack of sleep, disease, illnesses, COVID will increase our positive state. And when we step out onto the ground with bare feet, preferably a little bit wet, or the seaside, the beach, that is when your body will absorb only the amount of electrons that it needs, and then it's in a homeostasis. So grounding energy as a nutrition is unbelievably important. Okay, now all of these things in alignment are going to help the brain, because the brain is the issue here. It can deactivate the process so easily. So what we feed ourselves with affects what we're going to think and what we're going to do, right? And I refer to Rudolf Steiner there. The company that we keep, because it's still a transfer of electrons. So we don't want to be in draining company. We don't want to be in company that's too high vibrational in the wrong way. We want to be in a homeostasis space where there's given share of electrons. So check this kind of thing happening, because that kind of thing can derail what you're wanting to do as well. Now it's time for being introspective, deeply introspective, and making these choices for yourself. We've given this beautiful opportunity right now. We've already seen magnificent shifts in humanity, just right in front of us, by everybody keying in. Look for the stress-free situations, the toxin-free situations, and then get involved in detoxification. And what I mean by that, quantum assessments, fasting, having smoothies, liquid smoothies, doing your meditations, doing your exercises to continue the detox. All right, so these are things that we must know. We need to stay focused, and we don't want to go off track. Okay, and by doing this, you will then, in a quantum way, keep going in the right paradigm. And here are some of the things that I consider critically important for everything that we've spoken about to manifest with action. So the quantum assessments are very important, because it gives your subconscious a chance to speak, like we're giving humanity an opportunity to speak. The almost gold is an energy capacitor. It works electromagnetically in the body. All right, the quantum device is electromagnetic, electroceuticals. It's rebalancing the energy of the body. Almost gold does the same. And we make it, we pack it, we send it around the world. So it's there, it's ready, it's available. The more you use it, the more you activate your DNA. Simple as that. And you will notice physical things. You will notice that you think clearly, you notice that you're calm, you'll notice that bones, your nails, your teeth, when you look under the microscope, you see a special arrangement of the red blood cells. I can pick it out immediately. So here we have, in addition to our devices, substances, nutrients that are also going to raise our charge. Right? We need to look at microbes, beneficial bacteria, fungi, and yeasts, because at the end of the day, when there's chemicals in the body, toxins, genetically modified organisms, DNA fragments that aren't really, that are foreign to the body, our normal beneficial bacteria, fungi, and yeasts will switch into the aggressive form and go and help the body, help the immune system, eat up, scavenge, clean up all sorts of toxins, anything that's a foreign matter to the body. The Ormus gold will do that too. It goes for degenerative I'm just reading the thing there. So it goes in there and it scavenges. All these things get rid of wrongly charged matter, degenerative tissue, which is part of the detox, so that we can leave all that behind. It's not serving us anymore. And as beings, we can move into the new space. Okay. So we have to have proper probiotics. And this one has 80 to 120 live strains with a second fermentation where we've included the blue-green algae, the reishi mushrooms, cordyceps, lion's mane, pollen, kelp, volcanic rock dust, etc. So, but we've got a whole extra dose of microbes in there that aren't normally found in the stock that we get. And these microbes are also part of our intelligence. We are 90% microbial, so we have to restore that and get the gut and our compost working properly. And then we need to sometimes help with oxygen because of our not breathing properly. If it's a COVID example, there's a lot of mucus, there's a lot of infection in the lung often, and that mucus is like a slime. It covers the lung mucous membrane, and then the oxygen can't come through. So we need to give the body some oxygen. At the same time, oxygen will detox and it will reset the membrane around the cell. And then with the flaxseed oil and the double phospholipid layer, there's a conduction possibility, and then the potential plus 60 millivolts in the inside, minus 60 millivolts in the outside, will then allow that oxygen through, your beautiful food through, the carbon dioxide and waste out, and it will allow also diffusion of the bigger molecules, like, for example, glucose, and then we get beautiful ATP and energy being produced. So this is a whole convoluted circle here. Things just keep happening the more you potentiate. There's the high vibrational nutrients, stress defense shields, brain fuels, things like that. You can see actually on the 365 website, those products are all there. We've got to be consuming food on a much higher level because we want to gather momentum and force within us to activate the DNA and get to higher spaces for humanity. Right, and there's always going to be the leaders that lead the paradigm shift. Okay, and we gather and everybody then comes through. What we're doing here is we're containing humanity this evening. Intelligent adaptogenic foods that work with the body. Goji berries, same. Ginsengs, boties, ashwagandha, astragalus, schizandra berries, some of them even ward off radiation, which is awesome. And there's also good minerals, you know, like all the oxygen and iodine. Those are all very, very important minerals. And then we've even got paramagnetic products. So, for example, rock dust from volcanoes. When you consume these products, they don't get absorbed into the body, but they remain in the gastrointestinal tract, scavenging wrongly charged matter, attracting it out of the body, making the body more alkaline, grabbing the uric acid. So all of these products, in addition to the quantum assessment, will work together to put us in the right frame of mind. Let us think clearly so that we can then manifest, live productively, and activate the DNA. So living our purpose activates that DNA and it keeps activating it. And I refer you to Sir John Templeton. He was a stockbroker in the UK who had some sort of epiphany, and he understood the DNA, the golden mean, and the unfoldment of the golden mean in terms of living our purpose. That is Sir John Templeton, and I refer you to that book. And for the people that are new and people that, when we're talking about these devices, here are the QUEX-ED and the QUEX-S devices. Right, and we have, you can, I'm just saying this, you can purchase these devices on IMFlix or on the 365 website, and we can also organize payment plans for you. So, for example, at the moment, Desi's offered a down payment of 1/3 of the price of that device, and to pay the rest off over 3 years. 3 years at 1% interest per month. That is a huge deal. So those of you who are wanting to come into the space and work with us, and I mean, owning a device like this it's for life. You have a device for life that you can find out what's wrong in anywhere, and you can work with us in these beautiful spaces when we do these potential. All right, so that was what I wanted to share with you, and I hope you've enjoyed that, because, you know, with me, I always like to bring things into practical, logical space, because otherwise we're just talking. So we need to be able to manifest what we do speak about and put the potential energy into kinetic energy, right? And we need, in the same way as the cells need the right potential, we need the right potential around all of us. So those of you probably identified with some of the things I was saying, and I'm just seeing if there's any more actual questions. Okay, so I'm seeing what other people are putting in. Yeah, you see, actually, Martha, yeah, your readings are very similar to the other devices. So the risk factors that we are seeing pertain specifically to detoxification. So if you want to, as I say, embark on your own detox, you might even want to fast from now for the next 24 hours. Have some nice water if you want to have a smoothie, and get into the sun, get your feet on the ground, breathe beautifully, get the best quality water you can find. Go to a natural spring if there's one near you, because there's nothing better than spring water. There's ormus in spring water. Ormus is life force, okay? So spring water has ormus. That's what enables it to rise up from the bottom of the earth against gravity and come out at the top of a hill. That's ormus in spring water. Ormus is in plants. It's in all the high vibrational plants, algae, pollens, medicinal mushrooms. So if you want to consume those kind of foods right now, that's perfect. The more you have of them, the more you'll detox. So you can use a maintenance dose or a detoxification dose. Okay, they all work beautifully. You can use ormus maintenance, two teaspoons a day, or you can have 1 tablespoon every 2 hours throughout the day, and you will detox in a way you've never detoxed before, because this is electromagnetic detox. Okay, there's biological detox. There's also the it all works together. So what else are the practitioners saying? I'm not actually expecting the practitioners to be writing in too much right now. I think the writing is going to happen tomorrow because they're busy focusing. I think I would also like to do some of the focusing now and work in the space. Tell me what you're thinking, what you want to do, everyone. I'm going to keep it open so that energetically we broadcasting, if you like, and come in and write on here. I think we all need to be quiet. Play any one of those tracks. Absolutely beautiful music, and then come and write in on the chat, share, and yeah, I hope this has been very useful so far. I'm very, very excited. So I want to be a bit quiet now, and which means that I'm going to turn the the mic off and the video off, but remember that I'm here. And then remember that in the chat, you must go up and down, and you need to, where is that? Oh, I'm in the wrong place, sorry. Oh, there. You need to go down, and you need to take that link that I put in there for the webinar coming in from in about 2.5, 3 hours. There'll be a new link to come in. Right. So in my time, it's 9:45 at night. So I'm going to go for about another 2 hours. Yes, exactly 2 hours. And then I'm going to sign in onto the new link. So everybody got the new link? Has everybody got the new link? Okay, there's a load of people. Thanks for coming in so far. I'm telling you, the collective energy is enormous. It's enormous. Okay, so we've given you quite a lot to work with, those with devices, those without devices. And let's get going. Let's get the manifestation happening. Let's get the action happening, and the miracles. Okay, they're very clear intent, right? The laser strike, humanity's immunity to COVID. Right, we're going to improve that our immunity so that COVID the cases can lessen. Right, and remember that there's gazillions of prayers that are being said right now through our prayer wheel, and yeah. So we'll probably chat in about two hours. I'm going to make sure that the new link is open. I'm also going to put it on the ask and receive. I'm going to put it on the various WhatsApp groups, and I just hope that everyone has joined the WhatsApp group. Wendy wants the link again. Martha has a new link. Okay, fine. So here comes the new link again. I'm sorry about this, but Daisy, you know how she does. She works in real time, so I had to quickly make a plan. Okay, so this one, it's called Balancing People of the Planet After 24 Hours. So that is the name of the new webinar that you're going to be signing into. It's called Balancing People of the Planet After 24 Hours. Here's the link here. In 2 hours' time. Okay, we all get it there. Martha, you've got it. Okay, it ends in KRS 13. KRS 13. Then you know you're on the right webinar. This one's got 2 hours to go. Okay, so like I said to you, I'm keeping it open. I'm going to be putting the music up a little bit on my side. Electroceutical music, and then really focusing and joining everybody. Please don't stress about anything. Everything up until now has been recorded. Okay, and going forward will be recorded. The chat's getting recorded, so we have everything. Now look out for the signs, everybody. Put it on the chat. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what manifestation we can put into action. All right. Hope you benefit yourselves, you will, and that we can benefit humanity. Okay, so I'm gonna just close, but the chat's open. I can see if you want me, just put something on the chat. Okay, if any of the therapists need help. Okay, so let me try and do this. Let me just show those people. Mira, she wanted to see what, let's have a look here. All right, here we go. Mira. This is the timed therapy panel. All right, timed therapy panel. And on Desi's device, it wanted her to bring oxygen stimulation in. Whatever highlights, it might be neurological repair. I got neurological repair. It doesn't matter what you got, but whatever you've got, it's there. Here is the part where you see continuous indefinitely. Okay, you keep your computer on, it's going to continue indefinitely. Okay, that's what she wants to happen. I suggest also that you open up Body Viewer and run those programs indefinitely as well. And disease dictionary you can do as well. And then also go into what Desi wants is those autofocus programs to run in NLP. If you don't have NLP, then you just run them here. Okay. As I said to you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep it on here. When we end this webinar, I'm going to sign into the new one. So I know that the broadcast is there and everybody's with me. And yeah, then we can see what's going to happen in the morning. Well, morning for me. Pleasure. I think probably someone like Poran, she doesn't know yet, and Wendy, because I think Wendy's 5 hours behind me, Poran's 9 hours behind me. So I think I'll just make arrangement with you two to kind of cover a bit when I rest. I do want to rest because when you're doing DNA activation, you need rest. Okay, so I do want to rest. So I'll just speak to you ladies. Someone will be on the chat to answer. Okay, one of the immune therapists. Poran, Wendy, Paolo, Elizabeth. I'm just going to call you guys in. And then Martha's sitting there, perfect. Mira's sitting there. Nayeli sitting there. So if you ladies can just step in when I rest a little bit, and then when you rest. Okay, Wendy's just taking notes. That's perfect. So we can go through those two. Judy's sitting there. Judy's my time zone though. Cheryl and Paolo's my time zone. Judith is also on my time zone. Amanda, I'm not sure. But I can see what's going to happen. Selma's my time zone. So just those people that are in Anna's my time zone. So those people that are in the waking time zones, perfect. Those people that need to sleep, please. This work is too important. The magnitude is huge, and in order for integration, we need to sleep. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to close down my side, and then silently I will see. Pleasure, Amada. Thank you for coming in. I'm so honored. We're so honored. But we're workers, you see, we're working to get this right. Okay, so I'm going to go into silence. I'll see the chat, and then I'll open up the new webinar. The people that are awake, they will manage the chat then. And just document and put in what we need to. Okay, all right. Enjoy it.